Hello everybody, and welcome to my first tips or tricks video. Going to do something a little bit different. I've never done one of these before, and if you've seen these spots before, sorry, but if not, hopefully you'll get some use out of them. We'll start off here in Oregon and in the connector here. I'm sure most of you know you can put a shield here and get up on top of these sandbags and then get on top of the shield and peek out whenever you're covering dining like we are down there. Brian's going to be helping me out. But to get a little bit better angle on that doorway, if you come over here and put your shield about where I have it here, and you vault over it onto those sandbags over there, and then sprint onto the shield. Well, I missed it. There we go. Walk over here to the edge and crouch. You get a much better line of sight. And Brian's tagging me on his drone. So, all right, Brian, if you want to go ahead and walk around like you're checking that doorway so we can get an angle. So you guys can see much more from this side as far as that doorway than you normally could. Yeah. So there he is. So you can get a very good shots from there. The only thing here is you have to watch from up top. They'll be able to get you from there without you being able to do much about it. So you just got to make sure that there's no one up top before you try to use that spot. Alright guys, another spot here on Oregon is, as an attacker, quite often the defenders will be down in the basement here. And there's always the potential for a flank to come up behind you from here. So if you want someone to guard that, but still have decent coverage, what you can do is come up here, have someone blow this hatch, and then they can sit up here and watch that doorway pretty well. Brian's really messing with me with that. But it's a good way to cover your flank and still give yourself pretty good coverage and protection. He put them all up here. That's so funny. But that's what I would suggest doing. And we're now going to get a little view of what it looks like. So you can see the defenders whenever they're starting to flank, and you can take some pretty good shots and get them pretty easily and stay covered, because they're not necessarily going to be looking up there when they know you're pushing basement. Alright guys, for our next spot, we're going to be, if you're defending here on clubhouse and garage, and you have, more than likely you're going to have either a bandit or a mute, and you're going to have these garage doors barricaded, and you're going to have them stop so they cannot breach in. But one thing that is a common tactic is to use a fuse to fuse above, and that'll often clear out all these batteries or mute charges, and it'll also clear off enemies that are right there. So a peek that I've been using to help prevent that is to run all the way over here past Spar and into this room over here, because people will be expecting peeks from windows and the run out from strip club. But if you come over here, what you can do is, if you hit out this little spot right here, it's not going to be super obvious from way over there, but it'll give you a line of sight for the fuse or anyone else trying to blow out that top. So Brian's going to go in here and give the demonstration of what it looks like if you were a fuse. So you can see right there that you can get a pretty good line of sight on everyone. I'm going to go ahead and let him do this, but you could have stopped him as he was coming down. And I've gotten several kills from this place in game. I've gotten a 4-piece from there before. You can get all kinds of kills from that position. And if you use a suppressor, they won't know where they're getting shot from. Alright guys, for our next spot, we're going to be here on favelas, like you're going to be defending soccer.
5 seconds to insertion.
So what I'd like to do is I like to come up here and use either a shotgun or impact nades and take out this wall. And you can watch the ramp over there that leads up from school spawn. And you can get a pretty good angle on that ramp. And you can see him right there. So you can cover up all these spawns. Alright guys, for our next spot, I'm going to be attacking. This is a spot that Brian likes to use whenever we're defending boats. So I'm going to have him do the demo for you. And I just went glads as a way to show you how to counter, or one of the biggest weaknesses of this spot. So basically, it's not a peek from anywhere over there. It's a peek from right here in this hallway. So you can see him there placing his shield. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, make my way down so you can see his setup. And then you'll see what I mean. So if we come down here into the boats room, you can see Brian here. He's got his shield set up. He's going to get his door in place. He's going to knock out a little portion of it. Basically, his peak's going to be down here. And he's going to be pretty well covered from this and then the shield. And he's going to have a nasty angle on that bar window out there near the stairs. And there's going to be two ways, or a couple ways, to go against this peak. But the main one is not to actually go head on, because head on he has a much more likelihood of hitting you than you of hitting him. So the way that you can get to him, which I'm sure is common by now, is to rappel up here and come over, and you can get an angle on him from up here. Right there he is. So you can get a good angle on him, anyone using this peak, from coming up here. But say if you didn't do that and you wanted to have another way to counter it, what you could do is, obviously it's glass, chuck your smoke. He can't see you, but you can have a clear shot. He just took a shot through the smoke. Alright guys, the next thing I will show you is here on plane. If you're defending luggage, what you're going to do is, well, what I like to do is use one reinforcement down here, and I like to use pulse for this since I'm fast, and I'll run up here, and as I'm going to get hatch, I'm going to shoot out this portion of wall right there. That way I don't have to do it later and make more noise. But then I'll come over here and get hatch, take out any drones I need to along the way, get my hatch done. And you saw I used one downstairs. Then I'm going to make my way up to cockpit. I go to cockpit because that'll allow me to watch the main door here at front of plane, and then I can also do flanks from up here and provide cover for whenever they push this east hallway here. And Brian's going to go ahead and start acting like he's attacking that position and push, and I'll show you what I mean. So basically from up here as pulse, or if you use Valk, you can use your cams and set up one down here in front of plane to watch. You can also see if they're pushing from top. I don't see him pushing this front door, so I'm going to go ahead and drop. There he is. I just saw him. So you can see this is where those doors are. So he's here in the little hallway. But then here's the little wall that I blew out, so you can get a good angle and take them out from here. if you need to, or if there's someone in kitchen, you can cover that also from here as Pulse or Valkyrie. It also allows you to get some pretty good flanks if they've already pushed up into that hallway, but he hasn't. He's still there. So what we're going to do is we can just sit here and wait, and we can see him. And there you go. It's a good way to hold this spot, this hallway, which is a common push point. And if you can also, or if you have some cooperation from your team, set up a nitro cell trap on the secret tunnel there, or the little hallway, and that way you can detonate it at Pulse's Q and get a kill that way. Alright, that's about it for today then, guys, and until next time, happy trails, and I hope you learned something.